Is anything not broken around here? How does that even happen? Looks like the screw just came clear out. That's still not right. Okay. What the heck? This is stupid. Alright, you know what? We're about 2 minutes out from buying a new one. Why isn't this working? That seems like it's on there good now. Whoops. You know, this I don't like these. I had one of these. These two came with the house. Two of these came with the house, and the one upstairs broke. It had a fault indicator, and this one just had a fault indicator, and I can't get it back on the wall. I think I'm just gonna buy a new one. And I have other ones in here. I have this one, and I have this one. Both of these are carbon and smoke. And then I have this one here. I don't know if this one is both or not. What does it say? Can't tell. And there's that one too. I'm not sure that one works anymore. Well, I don't think we need this. Anyways, I just pulled this out so I could replace the oil filter today, and I noticed that there is a hole in this dishwasher. This is ridiculous. I had noticed that this was leaking because I used to get like a pool of water right around here when the dishwasher was running, and I knew it wasn't one of these connections because these don't feed the dishwasher, but I was baffled as to what else it could be, and now it has become very clear. So that's kind of ridiculous. I don't know if that goes through clear to the other side. Let's see. Oh yeah, look at that. Look at that trash. Wow. Oh man. Cheap, cheap, cheap. Yeah, a vintage one would not be made out of this kind of flimsy trash material. Well, I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to stick some hot glue in there and try to fix it with hot glue. I think if we put some glue on this side and then maybe put another blob on the inside, that should make a pretty water retardant seal. This is super high temperature glue, or a glue gun. This is it's 130 watts, so very, very hot, and just pure liquid glue. Alright, we'll see how that holds. It may or may not work, I have no idea. But, it's easy, something to try, and it might work. And it's economical. I think that'll work. I would be pretty surprised if that doesn't. Well, we'll find out. Not sure I'm going to use this thing today. Probably not. But we'll be using it a lot coming up. So we'll be able to tell pretty soon if that's going to fix it or not. Okay, now we're going to move the thing back into place and we'll reconnect the drain. Aside from that, everything with this apparatus has been working well. The sink has been working well, the drain has been working well, and the dishwasher, despite the leaking, has also been working pretty well. For now, this is a little difficult to get back here because I can't swing it all the way, but in the coming weeks I'm going to get all this cleaned up, and then I'll be able to just swing it in and out, and it should be easy. Should be much easier to do. Not that I intend to be taking this out often, but that, oh for heaven's sakes, that oil apparatus over there is it's got a lot of sludge in the tank, so it does require some additional attention. You know, the filter and the nozzle don't last quite as long as they should, especially considering how infrequently I use the apparatus itself, because I really only use for hot water. I very seldom use it for heat, unless it's like 20 or below degrees, which is not too common in this area. Say an average winter night is probably around just below freezing, 25, 30. should have put handles on these beams because this is a little bit tough to maneuver. Oh, jeez. I should have left the glue on. I wanted to glue that 2x4 down because it keeps moving all the time. There we go. That was a perfect example. So last time I had some problems with this leaking when I reconnected it, and I think I might have crossed the threads or something. So it's possible that I'm going to have to replace this piece here, which is annoying because that's an unwanted and unneeded expenditure, but it's only like $10. It's not a big deal. Now, why this is not lining up? That is really quite odd. I don't know why it doesn't line up. I guess I'll have to move it over an inch. I can't really blame these pieces for the problem because these pieces are not being used the way they're intended to be used, and sometimes, not always, but sometimes when you don't use things the way they're intended to be used, they don't work properly or well, or at all. In this case, it works, but it's just flaky. And actually that seems to have gone perfectly, so maybe the cross-threading of the threads broke it and fixed it at the same time. That sure would be nice. Okay, so there's the drain reconnected, and then now we have to reconnect the water for the dishwasher, which goes to the hot water, which you can't see. I've gotten kind of spoiled recording with that Ghost Pro and this wide lens. That thing is amazing. When I go back to this, it's like, oh, it doesn't zoom out anymore. Okay, let's see if it leaks. If it leaks anywhere, it's going to be right here. It is not leaking at all. Well, I gotta empty the dehumidifier, so I'm gonna dump this down there. And let's see if a rush of water causes a leak. Nope, it did not cause a leak. This will be great once summertime come back for emptying the dehumidifiers, because that was always a chore, because I have 3 of them down here and you gotta carry each and every one up the stairs twice a day. This will be much better. Alright, so that's back to normal now. Ready for service. I'll get this cleaned up soon, which really just means move it from one place to another and then from somewhere else to somewhere else, and just whatever, it is what it is. So this is the old pump, which we're gonna do an autopsy on this to figure out why it failed. It seems like it's not as stiff as it was, so I wonder if I don't know what happened. It was very stiff when I first took it out, but now it seems to be freed, so that's kind of weird. Hello? Hello?
Hi. Hey, this is Sophia calling you from the Accident Claims Helpline. How are you doing today?
I'm dying in a car crash. Stupid jerk. I tested this yesterday and it works. Unfortunately, the color of the bulb is kind of very cool for my preference. I prefer a warmer light. But I do want to install this somewhere still. I'm thinking perhaps at the bottom of the stairs, because there's not a lot of fixtures that'll fit there, because the clearance is very minimal because the ceiling is so low. And this might fit properly. And it's going to be one of very few lights that will fit properly, so it might go there. I know you can get replacement bulbs, or you could at one point get a warm white bulb for this, but I tried to find it and I could not find any trace of these bulbs' existence anywhere, which I kind of expected, but also was somewhat surprised by, because the fixture is from 2013, so it's not all that old. I have no idea what this is. Could also be that the replacement bulbs were never really needed, because these last something like 100,000 hours or whatever. You know, so it's not like if you have one of these, you're not going to be buying a bulb anytime soon, so maybe that's why there's no replacements. I don't know. But that's that. put that away until I go to install it. This is safe. Get the studio all reset here. I'm not sure I'm going to do any filming tonight, but I definitely have to do some filming tomorrow. I have no more Christmas lights, so we're back to the street lights, which is fine. I enjoy them a lot, and they're much cheaper to operate anyways. Let's go ahead and start this one up. Oh, come on! Why is it so blurry? There we go. There's that beautiful orange glow. Jeez, it's so hard to adjust the camera when it's zoomed in all the way. So I have at least five. I have at least 5 more street light installation locations in mind. But this thing is so blurry, there's no point in showing them anyways. We're going to put 3 along the back here on their side. I'm going to put another one over there and then one more in the front. And so then we'll have quite an array of street lights in the yard, all high pressure sodium. I'll probably just keep using this model. This is the American Electric 115, and I bought a large quantity of them last year, so I'll probably just use them. And then as I find vintage ones, we can install them in different places or swap them out. I also have that huge Guardian lamp under the deck that we got to clean up and repaint and install that somewhere. I have not decided where, but it's definitely going up somewhere. I'm the hungry. We're gonna make some dinner. This is fresh salmon, boneless, skinless portions. I never used to buy these pre-baked kind of things, so I used to just make my own stuff from scratch, but I had bought a few of them recently and they were pretty good. And then my mother just brought me this one recently, which I've never had before. So we're going to give this one a try and see if it's any good. So this looks like it's got the fish with some kind of seasoning on there. And it's got some broccoli. And I guess that's it. Allegedly, this whole thing can just go into the oven, but I don't know. I'm not a big fan of microwaving or putting in the oven plastic. So we're going to take it out and we're going to put it into foil. And I kind of want to keep the seasoning on the fish as opposed to getting it on the broth as well. I tend to prefer vegetables in their natural flavor. Fish juice on the scissors. Alright, so let's see here. I'm going to get this fish out of here. It's a pretty reasonable portion of fish. Whoops. And this is, it looks like butter and maybe some pepper, probably some garlic. And just put that like that. And we're gonna throw this in the oven here for about 20 minutes on around 375. Give that a head start. And then we have the broccoli in here, which I guess this actually would make more sense to go into a pan. And steam it. Keep that foil for some other time. A decent amount of broccoli here. Alright, so let's see here. This whole thing cost $11.19, which I think is quite reasonable for something that's healthy and already kind of pre-prepared. Although it doesn't really tell you what's in here. Alright, well let this get going here and then we'll take a look at it once it's cooked. Look like this is finished. So let's see what we got here. So that thing melted. It looks like it was mostly butter, which goes good with fish. So doesn't go good with the health, but it is what it is. Not a good idea with the foil. Oh jeez, I already have one of these things open on the counter here. Oh, now I got two of them. I'll grab a spoon here. I'll put a little bit more of this, whatever this stuff is, on the fish. Yeah, I'm pretty sure it's like some kind of butter. Well, the fish itself is very tender. It's kind of hard to screw up fish though. Actually, there's a very good flavor to it. Now, you got the broccoli over here, which is just broccoli, nothing to it. I'm sure it'll be fine. It's got like foam in the pan for some reason. Maybe I should have rinsed it before I put it in here, because I don't know what that is. I'm sure it's not poison or anything, but it's a bit unappealing. This, I believe, is a Hampton Bay Landmark in antique brass. This came in a year or two ago now, and I just haven't gotten around to it. I intend to install this over the laundry equipment because it should have a good light on it. But I just want to do a quick preliminary investigation here to make sure that it's at least in halfway decent condition. I find that the people at the Digitan Goodwill typically pack things pretty well, and to date I have not really had any major problems other than one or two. This looks like it'll be no exception. Looks like we've got all the hardware here. Bunch of screws that I don't think go with it, and whatever, we'll have to check into that. That might be a problem. You know, would you believe somebody was making fun of this box cutter? I don't understand why. I think it works great. Okay, that freed up a lot of space on the shelf. Great. Alright, let's see what we got here in terms of the actual components themselves. Hopefully they are all operating in person. At least want to check for the blades like being absurdly bent or something like that. It looks like they're going to be pretty good. Definitely a potential for scratching here on the blade irons, but they might mechanically be pretty good still. This was, I mean, for someone that probably knows nothing about ceiling fans, this was packed pretty well. And that has been a consistent experience with the Digitan Goodwill site. That in combination with very reasonable shipping costs. Oh wow, it's actually in great condition. It's hardly scratched at all. Now there is one problem though, which I'm discovering. That is the fact that the screws are only one a blade. But they're in good shape. I think we're probably going to swap this around to be the medium oak. Not a whole lot of difference there, but I kind of like the medium oak better, although this is in better shape for walnut. I think that's what this is. Maybe we'll just leave it. Alright, so these have actually survived pretty well. Yeah, all these irons are in good shape. A little bit of marking on that one, but nothing crazy. And as far as the being bent goes, they look like they're pretty straight. I mean, they're not perfect, but they're pretty close. Alright, so that shouldn't be too bad. That should work well enough. And see what the motor looks like. I don't hear no broken glass, so that's good. A lot of plastic film here, which is not good, but there it is. Where the heck are the stinking lights? Well, I guess there's no lights, but that's not a big deal. I have extra shades somewhere, I'm sure. So this is kind of bent. Let's see. Yeah, that's not a big deal. Oh, this actually is in really good condition. It's from May of 2005. And while normally I don't like flush mount, this is a case where I think it's okay because the ceiling down here is pretty low clearance. Let's see how the bearings are. Nice and loud. Don't matter for this application. Alright, so that's, it looks pretty nice. I'm surprised. Usually by the time these are 20 years old, they've all been beat up and look junky. So this is, I guess this is the mounting bracket. that's the mounting bracket, so we have that. This is I guess a Hunter switch cap. It's brand new in the box, so we'll keep that. I don't have use for it, but maybe I will someday. This is a balancing kit, which, as we saw in the living room, these are not super useful. This is good washers and good hardware, but has nothing to do with this. This looks like the blade screws for the Hunter fan. These are excessive. And then we have just a couple of miscellaneous pieces here. So we're going to have to get new blade screws because we only have one of each, which is kind of weird. And they're not in the motor, so yeah, it took somebody a good amount of effort to get those out because these are the Acroarm or whatever it is, Accuarm I guess it is. These don't come out very easily. So somebody spent some time getting those out of there, which is kind of ridiculous. Probably could pick up some more of these at the Home Depot, maybe. You know, in terms of blade pitch, I'm actually impressed. That's not bad. It's more than I was expecting. That's probably 12, maybe even 13. You know, I know this is going to get a lot of commentary, but I think that Hampton Bay fans from the 2000s were very good. I think they were very good quality. Alright, so this is a semi-fail here. We're going to have to find some more parts. We also only have 2 mounting screws. Although what we could do is we could just move the screw into the solid hole and that would kind of alleviate that as a problem. Alright, so it's not everything I would have hoped for because it's incomplete, but it's not missing anything that we can't go ahead and install it tonight without and just tack on later. I just realized something I said was not accurate, which is ironic because we're talking about Acroarms. I think that this actually could run with only one screw because the Acroarm will prevent it from going out, right? Because if you only have one screw, the blade would just go like this, but the Acroarm will keep it straight. So this is still not correct. We still need to get new screws, but could it operate temporarily on low speed and not potentially break? It could. Just finished installing this. The first of many ceiling fans to be installed in this room. And I think that'll be a wrap for today because it's getting late. It's time to go to sleep.